Well,
I'm dying it. You call it the Unk. Like when I see that on social media, when people call him Unk, and I like cry laughing because first of all, he is one of the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Like he's not. Like he's Funkle. He's Funkle
that's what I was
Toast.
gonna say. He actually is Funkle, like to all the kids, all my kids, like my real kids.
Welcome to Never Offside. It is our post-Olympics episode, and today we have an amazing guest. He's this great creator from Trailer Park Sports Network, Mr. Will Stevens. He's just got so much great energy, so I cannot wait to talk all things Olympics. But first, Julie, do you have any voice from back-to-back Team USA wins? I can't even imagine.
No, I don't actually, which was shocking this morning when I started talking. I'm like, I guess. And it just coupled with like some late nights and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, can we just have a moment for USA hockey, women and men? Like I'm on a high. I can't imagine them I cannot get enough of like watching the celebrations and both of the teams together too. And I'm just loving every minute of it. And I don't know, the whole thing. I'm also so glad the Olympics is over. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm done. I'm stressed. It was so stressful.
I know.
Watching as a fan.
I can only imagine the Petrie household during both USA Canada hockey games. You guys are probably going nuts.
Like Sunday morning too, like obviously for you guys out west, that was wild. But like also what a rush, like to wake up, like if you were really into it and like the bars that opened and things like that. And I just think that's so fun. And like once in a lifetime, you're going to the bar at like 6 a.m. It was surreal, and it was really surreal. Like I had this like aha moment, I guess, when I'm sitting there on the couch with my boys, so in tune to this game. And obviously we watched the women's game. They were equally as excited, but when a little boy is watching the men's game, it clicks differently. And it's just, I don't know. I got a little like sappy with I posted a little Instagram post with the boys' reaction. I was like, I want to remember this because this is one of those moments that they're going to remember for forever and like replay in their mini stick games that they do every single day until maybe it's one of theirs. Like I'm not one of those parents that's like, oh yeah, my kid's going to be in the limit. Like, but you just never know. Like this is what they are going to dream about in the driveway, in the mini stick room.
Oh, yeah.
And just knowing these guys personally, I was bawling, crying. I mean, you ask any one of our friends, like Jackie Quicks in my messages, like, oh my God, I'm crying again.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and seeing Mare and baby Johnny and everything, like, it was just such a
and the whole, like, the Goudreau thing, like that in and of itself was wrecked everybody. Canadian, American, Slovakian, you name it. I think that just like rocked the world again. But when Meredith was posting that they were there and it was little Johnny's birthday, 2-2-2, I'm like, I'm sorry, but there's no way America's losing this game. Like it just kind of was written to me. I was like, I think it was in the stars. I knew it was going to be just the most riveting game ever, which it was. It was everything anybody wanted in a hockey game and more, I think.
That was beautiful. Obviously, I'm a little bit house divided over here.
100%.
I'm married to a Team Canada guy, and I've got a Team Canada guy living with us. And
I know.
So
it's in your blood over there. I can't even imagine. It was hard. I wrote about it again, being like, this Olympics was so weird because it was the first time for us that we were really watching it with so many people involved.
Yeah.
And the feelings that I had, the stress levels I was feeling for like the significant others, say, during a game, comparing it to like our Stanley Cup run. Just like the roller coaster of emotions, like, oh my God, like I can't even imagine the feelings.
That was crazy knowing like almost everyone there. That was a wild thing. Just like us, like our Instagrams were knowing every single person taking in that game pretty much.
Yeah, and win or lose, it was like you felt for the other side. Like I found myself And my boys, you can see it in my boys' reactions. They were like cheering, so like almost in tears for Team USA, but then they're so sad for Jeff's current teammates. Like,
oh yeah,
they're like, I really care about Marshy and Bennett and Reinhart. Like, they're feeling that too in the same thing. And it's kind of, people are like, well, it's like the NHL. I'm like, it's just different on a world stage when your teammates that you have, the closest alliance to during a season go off and play on another team for a second.
Well, so that was something the other night the Sharks had a charity event. And so it was the night before the game, and I was going up to, all the people, all the fans and all the like cool donors and stuff. And I was asking them, I was like, are you Team Canada for tomorrow? Or, or for Mac? Or what are we thinking? And the amount of people that said like, oh, we're California, we're American, but like we want Mac to get a hat trick, and then whoever wins, it's a win-win situation. Right. You know what I mean? So it was really interesting to hear that. Also, I polled our listeners to see, speaking of the 5 a.m. thing, to see who all was going to wake up and who wasn't, and then who all was going to go to a bar on the East Coast and who wasn't. Overwhelming amount of people on the West Coast said that they were going to watch the game at 5 a.m., wake up and watch it. We got so many, and not that many questionables. Yeah. But then on the other aspect, on the East Coasters, we didn't get that many East Coasters saying they were going to a bar. Not that many of those, but a million said they were watching at home. So that was cool to poll and see what people, how excited everyone was. So
it was, even in South Florida, you had like everybody, we like skipping church. Everybody's locked down. And then there's like a birthday party and we're like, we're not coming over until this thing is over. Just the whole thing was so exciting on every level and just so intense and amazing. And I don't know. I just love all their reactions and, it's super special.
I'm so proud of all of our friends. What an amazing time they all had, and just it was just so cool to root for everyone. So.
They gave the world a show and proved that hockey is the greatest sport. And I can only imagine that so many more people are going to be tuning in to the rest of this NHL season. So excited to see what happens there. But up next, we are going to talk to Will Stevens and all things Olympics and his reactions and his whole story. So that will be up next.
All right, welcome back to Never Offside. We are here with our guest. He graces our feeds with just the most incredible sports content. It's just so amazing. He's the head of Trailer Park Sports Network. So please welcome Mr. Will Stevens. What's up, Will?
What's good? Again, it is crazy to be here. Like I watch this podcast actively, so it's like no way I'm gonna be on an episode. Like my mom watches too, so I'm gonna be able to show my mom. So it's like
Oh my God.
Hi, Mrs. Stevens.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. We are big fans of your son. You popped up on our radar like year ago on mine, and I'm just like, your energy is just electric. And I'm like, who is this man? I think like last year I was like, guys, we need this guy on. He's in Alabama. And it was just like this whole thing because I'm just like, your vibe is so high and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I try to have as much fun as possible. I've been a sports guy my entire life. Like, growing up in Alabama, it's basically like we don't really have much in Alabama. So big sports guy. And I grew up swimming, playing football, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, a little bit of soccer here and there. Did gymnastics as like a toddler. So it's like, just love sports. And I went to college, played football for a couple years, and then like left. And it was like, I want to get back in the sports world somehow. Mm-hmm. So let me just bring energy to stuff that nobody cares about. And we had the Olympics and the Paralympics in 2024, and that's kind of where I got my start. It was really the Paralympics. It was like, it like blew my mind, and I was like, all right, cool. This is what we do now. Like we talk about things that nobody else cares about.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
You're so natural on camera and everything. So how did you decide? Like, how did you know that you would be able to do this as a creator? Like, how did that come to be?
I guess I would honestly say because of my mom. My mom's Irish, right? So I've kind of grown up just like explaining sports to her over and over and over again, like my entire life. So like doing it behind the camera is kind of just like, well, it's the same thing I used to do with my mom all the time. It's just behind the camera. And when I was making videos like 3-4 years ago, before like I knew I was going to do the sports thing, people would be like, dude, it feels like I'm on FaceTime with you when you're making videos. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to run with that. I'm going to run with that. Like, I'm not talking to the camera. Like, I'm imagining like I'm talking to you guys as I'm making this video. And I feel like it gives a personal like approach to it. It's not like, oh, he's just, saying things at us. He's talking to me. Yeah. And that's how I want it to feel. I don't know. Sometimes you can feel when people are faking it. And I want people to always know like, oh, he cares. He's not doing this because somebody told him to or somebody paid him to. No, he cares. Like, I turn down money all the time to talk about things. I have my morals. I stand on those things. And it's like, these are the things I like to do. And if I don't want to do it, I'm not making a video about it. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have such a unique, energetic, magnetic style. Whatever direction you keep going, like, people are just going to keep following because you have a gift and we have found it. And hockey is so lucky to, reap the benefits from it. But before we get into all the hockey world and more Olympics, we want just your reactions from everything Olympics. You covered everything. You were waking up at awful hours of the morning. What are your just initial reactions from the Olympics?
First things first, Team USA women did it again. It's my favorite phrase, by land, by air, by sea, and I guess on the ice too. The American women just get it done. They get things done. 6 straight Olympic games where the women have led the medal count. You'd love to see it. You genuinely love to see it. That was awesome. We had some great storylines, it was very unfortunate that Lindsey Vonn went down to start the games, but Breezy Johnson, she went down 4 years ago in Cortina on that exact same track. Tore her knee up. She wasn't able to compete, missed the 22 games, comes back, and you're golden. And you get a second ring by getting proposed to. That is awesome. Absolutely beautiful.
Very cool.
You had Norway did what Norway does. That was really cool to watch them just go to work. And the entire world get woken up to the fact that, oh, whoa, Norway's really good at winter sports. And, if we didn't make everything super inaccessible in America, maybe we would be as good at winter sports as they are. But that's a story for another day. They're like Francesca Lollobrigida, probably my favorite moment of the games when she won her gold medal to start the games. It was Italy's first gold medal of the games. It was in speed skating, and it was on her 35th birthday. And before the games, she had came out and said I didn't think I was going to compete. If it wasn't for the fact that the games were on my home ice, I wouldn't be here. I would have retired. And she didn't. She stuck with it. And she got her gold medal, her first gold medal, and she does it as a mom. And that was so cool to me. I was like, you're a mom, and you got to do this as a mom. And I was kind of upset because, they didn't let her bring her son onto the podium like she really wanted to. Oh. I understand the IOC has their rules and whatnot, but it would have just been an amazing moment. There's a picture of her running down the tunnel with the flag on her back holding her son. Probably one of the coldest pictures of the entire games. I love that. And it was just super fun all around. I think the Winter Olympics are just way better than the Summer Olympics for a lot of people that just love the casualness. Some of the personalities that you see, they're less professional. They're still professional athletes. Yeah. But it's a lot more laid back. It's way more calm. The track athletes and the swimmers and stuff, they're very businesslike. And your snowboarders and skiers and stuff, it's yeah, we're really good at this, but we're also just regular everyday people. We just so happen to be really good at snowboarding. It was a great games all along, and 13 days we got the Paralympics, so I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I was gonna say I almost wanted to apologize for disrupting your sleep in between the two, and coming on and talking to us about everything. So
no, we've got other stuff to cover, and I would never pass up an opportunity like this. This is so cool to me.
Oh, I love it. Well, okay, so you covered everything. What goes on behind the scenes of your research? Do we have a vision board? What? How are you doing all of this?
And is it just you?
Yeah.
Well, now I have a podcast co-host, but I have this. It's my book of sports, which is just I take notes on every little thing that I can. Like going into the games, I sat down and like I learned the classification systems. Like how do you end up in the Olympics for this event? How do you qualify for this? Because like, you know, you have those people that will like say like, oh, well, this person didn't deserve to be here, and I'll be like, all right, cool, I can fact check you because I can tell you, I can show you exactly what it took for them to get here. Yeah. Like everybody talking about Lindsey Vonn, I was like, she was number 1 in the world by 140 points whenever she qualified. What do you mean she took somebody else's spot? Our next closest athlete that didn't qualify was ranked, I think, in the 40s, and they only had like 5 World Cup points. Look, she had to be there. Yeah, it's really just me. I have my podcast co-host, my friend Fizz. You know, he's around a lot, but I do a lot of the heavy lifting, and me and him, he's just my way of like bouncing ideas off of like, yo, like I learned this. How do I explain this to people in a way that they can understand it? Because he's like my super casual that's like very new to everything. So I know that if I can explain it to him and he can understand, I can take it to a video and explain it to like all of my followers and they will understand.
Mm-hmm. It's like me and Kat. She does all the heavy lifting, and I just show up and add some color to it.
So. I tell her what's happening in pop culture.
Yeah, she gives me all the rundown on like the ins and outs of all, literally all things. She was talking about some monkey today dragging a stuffed animal around, and I was like, I haven't seen that. I've got to look it up.
I gotta see that.
Wait, you haven't seen that either? Okay, Punch the Monkey is just okay. You know what? We're just we're not gonna go into it. But
he's busy.
You've been a little busy with all things Olympics. Yeah, it's just really incredible how much. So, what was your sleep schedule like during the Olympics?
Kind of weird. So, it was highly inconsistent, and up until the women's hockey tournament wrapped up, I don't think I got a full night's sleep. Like, once that wrapped up, I was like, all right, the next day, there's really not that much I care about. I'm actually going to try and get 6 hours. But it was usually 3-4 hours of sleep. I was trying to be up every single day by the start of the event. So usually 2 to 3 a.m. Central Time. Watch all of those events. Try and give you, like, a recap 7, 8 in the morning, because there was usually like a break in there somewhere of like an hour of like really not much going on. So it's like, cool, I can recap like 6 different medal events, tell you what happened, maybe take a nap or something if I felt like it. Boom, we got the afternoon, or it's afternoon session for them over there, but you know, obviously morning still for us. And you know, recap that around 3 o'clock, and then try and take a nap, make another video before NBC starts to put their stuff out at 7, and then sleep again until 3. And it was just like a loop.
Wow.
It was way worse during Paris.
For the Winter Olympics, if you could superpower play in any of the sports, what would you choose?
Oh, give me skeleton. Which sounds crazy. It sounds crazy.
You just put yourself in a crazy category.
But like, I've got the USA bobsled and skeleton flag behind me. That's my favorite team to work with. I love those athletes like Mystique Rowe and Kelly Curtis, Austin Florian, Dan Barefoot. I love those guys. Like they put in so much work, and people don't realize that we don't have a pipeline for that. They all started after college. Like they're all probably 22, 23 whenever they got into the sport. So for them to even get as high up in the sport as they have, pretty impressive. I'd love to do that. It would be awesome, and I feel like I would be able to help grow the sport to where we can get a pipeline. Because part of what I do, I want to help create pipelines for some of these things. Because we shouldn't be starting this at 22 years old. This is something that we should probably have people like lined up to do at a young age. Like Germany. Yeah. Germany has like a 14-year-old right now ready to get into a bobsled.
I mean, a lot of ours are like college athletes in like track and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we pull from. They'll go to like pro days and stuff and be like, "Well, this guy, great 40 time, he's not going to make the NFL. If we dangle a gold medal over his face, he might come do this thing."
Yeah. Well, and Alana, my girl, I played with Alana Myers-Taylor in college. We played softball together.
That's so cool. She's awesome.
I know. I saw you guys following each other. So how many of these athletes have you conversed with?
Oh, quite a few. A few snowboarders, skiers, lots of bobsled and skeleton, a couple of luge athletes, lots of Paralympians, insane amounts of Paralympians. I definitely interact with more Paralympians than I do Olympians, but you know, I still get to have the conversations from time to time. It's crazy to me because now with the social media age, you get to see like, oh, they're not just a world class athlete. They're just a regular everyday dude or like woman that just so happens to be an elite athlete as well, and it's awesome because like Alana Myers Taylor, she's a regular person. Like, but she's also a gold medalist now, and also the most decorated in the history of USA bobsled.
It's the coolest story ever. It's just, I mean, it's just so cool. Do you have any of them coming on your podcast?
I definitely will have Mystique on at some point between now and a couple weeks from now, end of the Paralympics. It'll probably be after the Paralympics wrap up and everything. I definitely want to lock in with those. The Olympics were fun, but I got to make sure to like be extra serious and extra like explain things because we know most people can like put the pieces together what's happening with the Olympics. A lot of people have no idea what's happening with the Paralympics. Not a clue. Like most people probably had no idea there's visually impaired biathlon.
Wait, what did I see? I saw you conversing with Flava Flav over maybe doing something Paralympics. Yeah. What was that?
He cool guy. He follows me on TikTok. He works directly with USA Bobsled and Skeleton. He's like huge over there. He's officially a sponsor now. Might try and get him on the podcast, but he's a hard guy to get a hold of sometimes. Very busy. I'll see if I can get somebody at USA Bobsled to try and get me better in contact with him so I can get him on. But
yeah, for
great
sure.
guy, and I love what he does because like loves Snoop. I do enjoy what Snoop does. Flava Flav put his money where his mouth is. Mm-hmm. He said he loves women's sports, and he will go put the money into women's sports. It's beautiful.
I loved him pumping up the bobs. Like after Alana won, you just see his like pure joy jumping up and down.
Because he knows what it takes now. Because he went down the track.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They put him in a bobsled, and they also put him on skeleton and threw him down the track.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's crazy.
Wow.
it's actually, yeah, we did that. We as an organization, they said, this seems like a great idea. Don't know how many waivers he had to sign off on, but it probably took a lot of waivers. And he got up to like 70 miles an hour.
Definitely looking that up after this.
Yeah, it's crazy. He got up to like 70 miles an hour. And I'm like...
Why was this not a bigger story?
I don't know. And like I remember I made multiple videos about this back in, I think this happened in like October. It was before sliding season had like officially kicked off. So it was probably around October. I think it got drowned out in my coverage because of the hockey stuff that was going on. But like I could probably pull the video out of the vault and be like, "Hey guys, this happened." Because I think people would. It's crazy. It's so
especially
crazy.
Especially after all the success that you know the teams had. Maybe time to pull that out of the vault because then we can go over this.
Yes,
like everybody will be able to see it again, and they'll be like, "Oh wait, whoa."
Yeah, because let's run it back.
Putting him in a bobsled is one thing. Sending him down on skeleton is like, I actually want to know who approved that.
His manager said okay.
Like,
yeah. What lawyers got involved here?
He had to sign a lot of waivers. There's no way he didn't sign a lot of waivers for that.
All right, we're gonna.
Please repost it so that you, if anything, you can see how great of ambassadors you both are to show this. You know, so
yeah. I'm definitely gonna find that. I'll post it again soon.
That's really cool.
You explained how, TPSN came to be and you wanted to just kind of do like you were explaining to your mom. What was one big moment that made it feel real? Like the first big moment that you were like, oh, people are catching on. Like this is going to be something I can do.
When the USOPC reached out to me, it was whenever the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee reached out and were like, yo, we're like... There was somebody that was in Paris. They're like, "Yo, I'm in Paris and I'm watching your videos. Like, send me your contact information." Because like they sent me a DM on Instagram. And they're like, "Yo, send us your information, send us your address, and we want to get something in the mail to you because like it's like we love what you've been able to do for not just for the Olympians, for the Paralympians as well. Like you showed up and you showed the same energy. You showed more energy for the Paralympians, which is absurd considering you were freaking screaming in your living room for the Olympians. Like, don't know how you somehow managed to show more energy, but you did. And whenever they reached out, they were like, "Hey, we don't just want to send you something. We want you to talk on a panel about Paralympic sports at the Inclusive Sports Summit in Boulder with us, with the USOPC." And I was like, I'm just some dude from Alabama living in a trailer, and I just make videos just because I'm having fun, and this is what we want. All right, cool, let's do it. I got to hold an Olympic torch. That was cool.
Oh God, that's so
special.
Cool. So that was the moment that we.
That was the one where I was like, okay, this is crazy. And then every couple of months is another one. Like then you had PK Subban putting me on his story and sending me a DM. And then, jump forward a couple months later, I'm touching the Stanley Cup at the Cup final, met Wayne Gretzky, and I'm like, I just learned about this. I just actually cared about this hockey thing in February.
Yeah.
And now it's June, and I just, shook hands with Wayne Gretzky. This is, am I speed running this right now? What is happening?
Yeah. All right, so we got to bring it to hockey, obviously. So you became a big fan during Four Nations, right? Can you just bring us on your hockey journey?
So Four Nations is where fully started, but I'll take it back a couple weeks earlier than that, where it was an Auburn hockey story about my very good friend Abby Lynn. She started the Auburn women's hockey program. And, they ended up retiring her jersey because she started the program. And I told the story about that. And it kind of put the thought in my head, yo, this hockey thing's pretty cool. And then I saw PK on TV talking about Four Nations. Yo, everybody's got to lock in with this thing. It's going to be great. And I'm like, I really don't care about hockey, but I love lacrosse. Let's get into it. Let's see what it's talking about. I see, the first USA versus Canada game, and I'm on the edge of my seat the whole time. What is happening? We got 3 fights in 9 seconds. I called my friend Josh, yo, dude, this hockey thing that we've been saying we hate for years, we gotta watch. We gotta watch it. You're gonna come over tomorrow, and I'm gonna show you this game because this is crazy. This is absurd. And then we get to the second USA versus Canada game, and that's when I was really I didn't care that we lost. I was like, dude, yeah, okay. I gotta pick a team. I gotta go to games. This is legit. This is the best professional sports product ever, and it's at the same time as the NBA All-Star Week that was terrible. So I'm like, you just snatch the NBA's chain. And then I'm getting everybody's texting me yo, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this. Dude, if you think that was cool, just wait until we get to the playoffs. I'm like, all right, cool. I go on my whole team picking journey. I was like, yo, look, you guys are naming all these teams, they're automatically off my list because A, my friends go for those teams, or B, they're good. And I'm not picking anybody that is really good right now. I want the full fan experience. I want to see, from the basement to the penthouse.
Yeah.
I want to see the whole thing. So that's how I ended up with the Sharks. And it was also the teal. It was just the teal. I love the color. I'm a huge fan of the color. And it's kind of funny that I'm talking to you, Kat, because it's everybody, because everybody's Will and Mac. It was Toph. It was Unk. And he's not even Unk. He's not even really Unk. He's just he's basically the same age as a couple of my friends, but it's just yo, you got Unk that's just showing these young bucks how to be professionals, how to be so a pro. True. It's so cool. And it's just this is fun. It's such a fun team.
Yeah. Well,
I'm dying it. You call it the Unk. When I see that on social media when people call him Unk, and I cry laughing because first of all, he is one of the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. He's not. He's Funkle. He's Funkle.
That's what I was gonna say. He actually is Funkle. To all the kids, all my kids, my real kids.
And it's funny to me now because he's not even Unk. That's Revo. That's if anybody's Unk on the team now, it's Revo. But I pick my team and everybody's giving me a little bit of this and that because I ended up picking. I'm like, dude, you can't give me any crap because if I would have picked Florida or Tampa, you'd have been mad. So how are we mad that I picked the team that's not doing good? I know they have a great future, and I also put a lot of thought into it. I went through future draft picks, front office decision making. I went in depth. I was the Sharks just seem like the best bet for the future. Big money Mike is pulling. He's doing his thing. I love the guy. He's doing his thing. The organization seems really nice too. They've been really great for me. They've been great to me and everything. And that was the whole thing. And then right after I pick a team, I go to Stanley Cup playoffs, Devils versus Canes, game 1, Easter Sunday. I knew the Devils were gonna lose. No way the Devils were gonna win on Easter Sunday. It just wasn't gonna happen. That was a fun one though. That was a great one. It's an introduction to playoff hockey. Then the next day, I get on a plane again and then go to LA for game 2 Oilers Kings. That was crazy. You got the harmonica thing going on.
Yeah, the harmonica anthem.
That was super cool.
That was wonderful.
Actually, I missed a moment. My first NHL game, you know how Trevor Zegras was man, those bongos kind of threw me off. That was my first NHL game.
It's one of my favorite stories.
That was my first NHL. I was there for that. I remember sitting there and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is going on?
It's so funny. How genius was his post game? He didn't even break face. His post game.
Nothing. He was just it kind of just threw me off, and I was just dude, do you not
Yeah.
It would have thrown me off too. Yeah, so
that was a phenomenal first game because
yeah. Oh man, that was
Quite
awesome.
entertaining.
And even though the Predators aren't overly good right now, Bridgestone's rocking. Bridgestone is a great place to watch a game. I love watching games there, and probably going to be seeing the Sharks whenever they come to town. Definitely. So
yeah.
But
Well, come on out.
Game 2,
We'll come on out to SAP.
I want to. I just got to figure that out. But I guess to keep the story rolling, you flash forward to the season starting. I'm making a couple videos about like, hey, I'm super hyped for this season. I think I wasn't thinking the Sharks were going to be crazy, but I was like, they're going to win 30 games, dog. Like, they're going to improve. They're going to win 30 games. They're going to find. I'm like, everybody called me dumb because I thought the Revo edition was going to be a great one. I really did. I'm like, man, it's not about what he's going to do on the ice. It's about like all of the other things that he can bring to the locker room that doesn't have enough like of a veteran presence yet. Just wait on it. And he comes in and look, he brought some grit. The Mag is getting into little scuffles now. He done grown up. He's like, you're not gonna punk me. Will's getting into little scuffles. Even my boy Eklund, the guy that doesn't get into any type of scuffles. He doesn't he usually stays away from. Now he's getting into it. And it's like, this team is having a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. They're having way more fun than it looked like they've had over the past couple of years. There's even in the losses, there's still things where they're like, well, look, like we did this, and this well, we just got to find a way to finish. And it's like, you give that team like a year, 2 years, oh my goodness, they're gonna be special. And then you got the Olympics. We got to hear, and it was like the most absurd thing ever. And it like, I guess I haven't talked about anything PWHL, but like throughout this entire journey, I've been rocking with the PW too. The women's hockey's been crazy. Women's hockey is elite entertainment, and it was proven throughout this Olympic tournament. It was crazy. It was just absurd. You had so many overtime games. Some of those women are like not in the PW, but they're insanely skilled, and it's like, how are you not in the league? Oh wait, there's just not enough roster spots yet, and as soon as there are, you're going to come light the league up, and it's going to be awesome. And the men's tournament was crazy. Watching everything, it felt like yesterday was the moment I've been waiting for the entire like year of my hockey journey. Like it felt like it all came together. Christmas morning. Right there, watching that all happen. And it was such a great game. I'll admit I didn't expect Team USA to pull it off. Like I've on record multiple times on the internet saying that I didn't think we had the squad to do it. I thought we had a lot of talent. I thought the difference was going to be the fact that it felt like we had an all-star team of a lot of great players. They just didn't play overly well together yet. They've been getting better, but they didn't play overly well together. And you had like a Canadian team that felt like a legitimate national team with a bunch of dudes that have most likely been playing together since they were in juniors, where it's like, when McDavid and McKinnon are on the ice, he knows he's going to be here at this exact moment. So I'm just going to dish it over here. And he's there every time. So to watch them pull that off was awesome, especially 46 years to the date of the Miracle on Ice. I guess February 22nd is a special day for Team USA. It's just a special day in American history because that's the day George Washington was born. It's the day that we won in 1980, and it's the day that the women won back in 2018. And now it's the day that the men won again. It's crazy.
And baby Johnny's birthday. It's like it's really a
stars aligned.
Yeah.
And watching them, and I was late. I'm obviously late to the whole Johnny hockey thing. But he was so big that even me, as somebody that didn't care about hockey up until recently, I knew about everything that was going on with that. Like I remember, I even made a couple of videos like after he had passed away. I was hurt because like just to see somebody like that I went back and watched the clips. It's like, dude, he loved the game, man. And to see somebody like that get taken away, it sucks. So it was an amazing gesture to have his jersey, bring his kids out onto the ice. That was awesome. Like, whatever, I know how some people may feel about that American team, but, like, that was a beautiful moment. That truly was. It was, I feel like it doesn't get better than that one right there.
Well, I want to go back to, so we don't cry. I want to go back to the Sharkies. I know that they send you some stuff. How involved are you with the team? And how's that been, like kind of conversing with them?
It's kind of like wicked to me because it's like I'm in Alabama, and so I wouldn't expect like a team all the way on the West Coast to actually like care about me, So it's cool that like I've got like stuff like this you know?
Yeah.
Like little giveaway items. I think I've been given like every single one of their giveaway items throughout the season so far, which is really cool. We've I was on Brody's podcast too. That was really cool. But I feel like that's basically most of my involvement is like, you know, they'll be like, hey, if you want to hop on this thing, like they'll send Brody my way or something like that, or like the giveaway items and stuff. I definitely want to get out there as soon as I can. I want to get out there before the end of this season. I really do. It's on my list. I actually had like a whole thing planned out and like booked, but life happens. I had to cancel it. Maybe I'll try and get back out there if I can.
We polled the listeners for questions for you, and Julie and I were just giggling before this about how many people were like, not a question, just tell him how much we love him. Like so many people. So it was a lot of people saying
the common denominator.
Yeah.
When you were out like you were going a couple of the playoff games or anything involving, you met Wayne Gretzky. Did you get to meet any other players along the way?
No active players. I met Biz. That was cool. Interesting fella. Very interesting fella. I haven't met any active players though. Yeah, no. It's definitely like it's definitely like something I'd love to do. Like obviously Will and Mac, Toph, but like Shakir Mukmadulin, that's my dog. That's my dog. I love him. I couldn't fully explain to you why, but like love Shaq, and I wish nothing but success for that guy. I hope he's a Shark for life. It'd be beautiful to see him be a Shark for life, but man, I just like there's some people out there I definitely want to meet for sure. Same thing with like Eklund. I feel like he goes under the radar too much sometimes.
they're all just so fun. I cannot get over you calling Ty the Funkle. Like, you don't understand. Like, Julie knows this. That is his nickname since forever, since the Kings. Because
he just owns it.
He comes to the parties and plays with the kids, and now he literally years later has a team full of kids. So
yep, he's Funkle Toph.
Well, we've seen you take up rollerblading. Do you skate? Can you skate?
Kinda, not
Kinda.
well.
That's what I say. Not well.
Not well.
Yeah.
Like I can skate well enough to not feel or look like Bambi. But, like, you know, I'm still learning to, like, hockey stop and such. Like, I'll go skate from time to time whenever I can, because for a year now, this has been full-time all I've done, for the most part. I will work from, like, time to time when it's like, there's nothing going on for, like, a month. Let's go, like, work so I can go buy it, because I'm trying to buy a new PC. So it's like, let's go work so I can do life things. But I'll rollerblade, skate, just try and get active, and because I want to be able to play. I want to be able to like join a beer league and like, you know, you see people do like interviews while like skating. So it'd be cool to do stuff like that.
That would be cool. Where you live in Alabama? Do you guys have a rink nearby?
Yeah, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. We've got a minor league team, a SPHL team. We got the Huntsville Havoc.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew there was a minor league team.
We
there.
had. UAH used to have a hockey team. They have a club hockey team still, but they used to have like a D1 hockey team, since gone. There's like a little bit of hockey around here. They're actually, I don't remember if it's one or two, but they are building more sheets of ice at our current rink. I just couldn't tell you if it was one or two sheets. I feel like it's just the one, which would give them 3, but I really hope it's 2 so they can have 4 sheets.
That would be impressive. And so your nearest like NHL arena would be Bridgestone in Nashville?
An hour and a half away.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
not bad at all.
That's
Hop,
easy
skip, and jump.
peasy.
Okay, question. How many of your friends and family have you gotten into hockey with you?
It's a lot. There's definitely a lot. And I couldn't tell you how many of my friends are like, I'm a Sharks fan now. I didn't really know who else to pick. But, like, you talk about them so much. All right, that's my team now. I'm just going to hop on the bandwagon with you. You talk about them, and I don't have to really learn. I don't have to go out on my own and learn information. I can just pull up your videos to learn who's on the team and who's doing good. So I'm just going to rock with them. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, my homie Vic, he called me one day and was like, look, man, I moved to California. I don't know who to pick as my hockey team. And I'm like, I feel like you know who to pick. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to rock with the Sharks, dude. You talk about them all the time. Like, that's my team, dog. He's like, who's my favorite player? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, who should be my favorite player? And I'm like, just pick one.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Like, there's no wrong answer.
So you've created a lovely bandwagon for your friends to hop on with you.
Except for my friend Josh. Josh is a Minnesota Wild fan. He loves that team. Couldn't because Marc-Andre Fleury, even though he wasn't really playing that much last year whenever Josh was watching, he was just like, no, that's my guy. That's my dog. I'm going to get a
That
Fleury
makes him
jersey.
sound legit, like a legit hockey fan, because those Minnesota Wild fans run deep and they are like tried and true.
Oh,
Like
he loves that team.
Minnesota hockey, that's a different breed.
Like
What about?
It's actually kind of funny because before we started watching hockey, he said he will never care about hockey. Then I showed him Four Nations, like the first 9 seconds of the game. He was like, "Will, dude, we got to go to a game. Like we have to go to a game." He sends me Minnesota Wild win graphics like every day, or after every win. He's like, "See, look,
My
the boys are
guys.
buzzing right now," and I'm like, "You didn't care about hockey before, bro."
Yeah, so this is
love
the
this.
friend that you called, and you're
Yeah.
like, remember that
Yeah,
sport
we
we
have,
did?
we have to watch now. Like we have to care. Yeah.
Okay, what about your mom?
You know, her favorite will always be baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Her favorite will always be baseball. She'll tap in with a little bit of hockey whenever like I come home and stuff, but outside of baseball, she won't like actively go out and like watch sports on her own. She loved baseball. She's still sad like to this day that like I quit playing baseball and like chose to play football in college and didn't play like high school baseball. Just like just gonna stick with football. She's still like it'll still like
Burn
bring
her
up
a
some
little
of-
bit.
yeah.
Well, we can respect that. Kat and I both are. We have a love for baseball too,
Yeah, I'm a big
which
baseball girl.
it slows us down in the summer after we just
was
follow
always
this
the
high paced thing.
And all the ones that I did, it was always the safest.
Yeah. True.
How many fans do you interact with that also are getting into hockey because of you?
Oh man, there's probably like 5-10 DMs a day from somebody that's like, "Yo, I feel like we started our hockey journey at the same time," or like, "Dude, I never cared about hockey, but like seeing your energy got me to care like a little bit, and now I'm like I'm fully invested. Like I can't look away, and it's like this is awesome." My favorite one is whenever it's a little kid that's like, I didn't really care, like, dude, I want to be a great hockey player so that you can talk about me one day. And it's like, that's sick. That is so cool. Like, you get those little messages from dudes that are like, I'm gonna make it to the NHL so I can be like you. I can watch you talk about me one day the same way that you talk about this person. I'm like, you're gonna get there, dog. Like, and I'm gonna find a way to help you get there if I can.
So sweet.
You're so awesome. You're like a builder. Just everything you're leading back to is like you want to make like everything more accessible and easier for people to get to where they want to go. And I love that.
That's the goal.
That's part of your journey.
Do you have a video you made where you were the most extra, screaming the loudest? Like, is there one that you can?
I guess I'll admit, like, there were some times throughout the Stanley Cup playoffs where it was like, I was super hyped about it, but it was like, I definitely saw this clip 5 seconds earlier before I picked up my phone and recorded this, and I just got extra hyped again so that I could bring the energy to everybody else. Like, there was a time during the playoffs, I'd be watching the game in here on my PC while also having it like 10, 15 seconds behind on my TV. So that like I would see something and then pull my phone out and immediately just go run and react to it like it was the first time I'd seen it. Because it's like, let me bring the energy. Like the energy is authentic. It's just I've definitely seen this before.
Yeah.
Like maybe just a second earlier. I just saved my reaction for you guys.
Oh, that's cool. So the point is just to show everyone
Bring
how
the
you
energy.
actually
The raw.
feel.
Yeah, bring the energy. Cause like I run a Discord server and like I'll watch the games in there with people. Like it was a way for me to stream games for people that couldn't afford to watch the games themselves. So it's like I'll just put it up and we can all watch it together. Have a watch party, and like they'll listen to my reactions and they're like, oh, so you don't just act. Like this isn't an act. I'm like, no, dude. Like this is just Will. Like my friends. Like, I've had, like, new friends. It was at the Cup final. Whenever, like, people were watching me make my videos during that game, they were like, oh. So, like, the things that you do, like, this is just you. I'm like, dude, I'm hyped about everything. Like, I just love competition. It could be underwater basket weaving. I'll get a scuba suit. I'm there. Like, I'm there. Who's going to win?
I love it.
So what are we going to do in the next few days to relax before we get right back into the Paralympics?
Lacrosse. My favorite sport. I talk about hockey all the time, and like that's the one that I'm always gonna bring to people. Lacrosse will always be my favorite. It's the medicine game, the creator's game. You know, the Native Americans believe it has healing properties. That's why they call it the medicine game. It was a war sport. Like they used to play the game over miles and miles and miles of like stretches of land and use it to solve like conflicts between villages or like nations. Like it's a beautiful game. It will always be one of my favorite things, and I will always bring it up anytime I can. The IOC is doing a severe injustice by not allowing the Haudenosaunee to play lacrosse at the Olympics because they are not recognizing them as a nation, and they are saying they cannot play even though they are the inventors, the creators of the sport. Well, they believe they believe that they were given the game by the creator, and that's why it's called the creator's game. So they believe that they brought this game to us to share with the world, and we shared the game with the world, and we're not letting them participate on the world's grandest stage.
Well, yeah.
Is that kind of like how like they took away baseball from USA, like, or baseball from the Olympics? Like,
it's a tad different because like we pulled baseball out of the Olympics kind of because the USA just kept winning it, so it was kind of like this is just unfair, and also like there wasn't enough parity in the world yet. It was like. But there's like 2 or 3 good teams, and everybody else is just getting dog walked. Yeah. And also, you can pick and choose if you host the Olympics, like what to put in. Because like, there's a chance that 2032, when the games go to Australia, they pull baseball and softball right back out.
Yeah.
Like they could if they wanted to. It's not named as like a permanent sport yet.
Yeah.
So you never know. This is more so. The IOC understands that if they put them in, then they would have to put in other, small like nations like that are recognized under their country, but they're not recognized by the world. So like, there's like the Maori people in New Zealand. They would have to let them play rugby, and they don't want to do that.
Okay. You would be crazy at a sports trivia night.
Yeah. Wow. You would be like, I'm going to sit this one out. I'm not even going to compete.
You're going to be my phone a friend if I'm ever on like,
for real.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something like that. I'm going to call you up.
You're a big baseball guy. The World Baseball Classic is coming up. Will you dabble into that, or is it too mainstream?
It's one of those things, like anything that's a gigantic global competition, I'll touch it for sure. Yeah. I'll touch on that. There's like, I'm not a big soccer guy. But I'll dive into the World Cup. I definitely want to, especially with it being on home soil. I definitely want to like talk about the World Cup. World Baseball Classic is going to be fun. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted as a Los Angeles Angels supporter. Not like super fan because I'm a big Braves guy, but not seeing Mike Trout compete for Team USA kind of hurts. Like it feels like this is the end of an amazing era. There's probably not a lot of time left in it. It just sucks to see like one of my favorite players, somebody that like I played center field because of Mike Trout growing up. So like it sucks to see his, he's not going to play. He's officially said like I'm not going to be at the World Baseball Classic, wants to try and get ready for the MLB season. Just sucks to see a WBC without Mike Trout. It really does. But I'm hyped. And we also as a less mainstream event, you got the Women's Lacrosse World Championships this year, which is like super awesome. Pretty sure they're going on in Tokyo. I might be wrong, but super hyped.
I feel like that lacrosse is like heating up. My son, one of my sons is going to be playing lacrosse here pretty soon because that's the sport that they say like hockey players can kind of cross over and they already basically know how to play the game. But we watched we were on a plane and my son watched like Yale versus whoever lacrosse game on ESPN. He was in the backyard like right after we landed, like putting on his hockey gear, figuring out how to play lacrosse in our backyard. I'm like, that sport is definitely something to watch.
It's such a beautiful sport to me. Like it really is because in the hockey world, in the football world, even a little bit in baseball and basketball, there's a stereotypical prototype. Like there is a height and a weight and a strength level that's like ideal for this sport. In lacrosse, it doesn't matter if you are 5'2" or 8'2". If you have the stick skills, if you have the IQ, if you can play the game, you can play at the highest level. There's a guy on my favorite pro team. He is 5'5". There's another guy on another pro team that is 6'5", 255 pounds. If you got it like that, you got it like that. And that's why I love the game, because if you go out and you put in enough work, you can go pro in the sport, unlike in some other ones where like For me in football, I was cooked. I'm 5'7". There's no going to the league for me. I didn't run sub 4.4. I was a 4.6. I was an average speed guy. There was no going to the NFL for me. But if I came up playing lacrosse, there was a chance that I could have played in the PLL. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just sucks that I found lacrosse so late in life. That's why, like, I want to help bring it to people so that they can realize, like, oh, this is not just the big ones, football, baseball, and basketball. There's also hockey that you can go play. There's also lacrosse that you can go play. And there's other opportunities, like, out there, too. And lacrosse is a big one for me because if you go to college in lacrosse, you are definitely getting a better education than if you were to go play football, if you were to go play basketball. The schools that you are going to are better schools. And it's not all about going to the league for everybody. Sometimes it's just about making it to college. And, like, once you, like, I love Bronx lacrosse and Harlem lacrosse because they help get African-American athletes, like, in those areas to college to play lacrosse. And, like, it's not just about getting them, so they can go be a college athlete. It sets them up for life. Like, they're going to great schools and they're getting great educations. And, like, I want to help. That's another reason I love lacrosse. I want to help bring that to the people so they can realize, oh, like, if I go play lacrosse in college, I could end up at Yale.
How can we get you, like, getting all these avenues for all these people? Like, you just have such beautiful dreams for all other people. And it's like, how can we, I don't know.
It's a great way to use your platform.
It's really wonderful. And good things come to good people, and helping and putting your arm out there for other people like that on your platform is just incredible. And that's why people are so drawn to you.
I try not to use my platform for myself.
I love that.
It's not really. I didn't start making the videos because I wanted to get famous. I was just like, well, I just lost my job. It was 2024. I just lost my job. It's June. The Olympics are coming up. I'm like, I'm really bored. And this guy just told me that my trailer screams a life of karma. So it's like, cool. I'm a spiteful guy. I'll show you some karma. All right, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. And now here we are. Trailer Park Sports
Network. You're doing
Network.
the thing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We like to wrap up our episodes with quick shootout questions. So we're going to hit you with these and take it as you will. So, all right, first off, Dynasty or Cinderella story? Which one are you going with?
Cinderella story. I say that being an Alabama fan, done the whole Dynasty thing. Done the whole Dynasty thing. Cinderella story for sure.
If you were commissioner for the day, what is one rule you would change?
Jailbreak. Give it to me. That's an easy one. Jailbreak rule. Give me the jailbreak goals on the power play or on the penalty kill. Like, obviously it has, like, can't be like a major penalty or something like that, but give me the jailbreak rule. I think that's a rule the P-Dub 100,000,000% got right. You should be rewarded for scoring a man down. And I also think it would help, like, gameplay instead of, like, just dumping the puck every single time. I think it'd add a little bit of a, yo, dude, like, yeah, we're on the penalty kill right now, but, like, it's a close game late. We don't need to just kill this penalty. We got to try and go, like, create some magic here. And I think it would just, like, maybe I'm just in my thinking of the entertainment aspect bag, but jailbreak rule would be amazing. I think you do see more shorthanded goals than you'd expect. I think you deserve to get your man back.
Best hockey movie of all time?
Miracle. But, I'm a big Mighty Ducks guy, but I know everybody would hate me if I said that over Miracle.
I'll give you both.
Big Mighty Ducks guy though.
That was a cool moment with them hoisting, oh my God, his name.
Eruzione.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
on, like,
crazy.
Larkin's shoulders. I'm, like, loving it, watching it.
It was a crazy moment yesterday. Everybody was there.
Okay, your favorite NHL jersey?
That's a hard one because, like, love the Sharks. Love the Sharks, right? But I guess I can't go. All right. Hawks, actually. I love that. I love the Hawks sweaters. I like Tampa too. It's kind of simple, but I love that blue. And then the Sharks heritage jerseys, like those ones from this year. I wish they would just make them the full-time jerseys for the year. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
I just wish they would be the jerseys for the year. Felt like the first time they wore them, they got, like, some superpowers from that, like, from the old team, and that's why they came out. They were stepping like that. And I was like, look, Just leave it. Just let them wear these for the whole year. They have superpowers with these on. Just let them rock out with them.
Yeah, people love them.
Do you have a bold prediction for this NHL season?
Oh, Leafs missed the playoffs. That's easy.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie. I guess I got two. The Sharks make the playoffs, and Macklin Celebrini wins an award. I couldn't tell you exactly which award. I want to say the Hart. I feel like if the Sharks manage to get themselves to the playoffs, it's really hard to argue against him winning the Hart. Like, it really is hard to argue against him. But I know Nikita Kucherov, McDavid, and McKinnon are still doing their thing too. So, I'm not gonna say he's gonna win the Hart, but I'd say Sharks making the playoffs and Leafs missing the playoffs would be my bold prediction.
From how he's been doing this season to just how he was in the Olympics, we're all just like so proud of Mac.
Yeah. I'm happy.
Mac.
I'm so happy because people have been telling me that I've been glazing Macklin Celebrini. I'm being a little extra when it comes to talking about Macklin Celebrini, and I feel like everybody got a firsthand notice that this 19-year-old kid is like that. Like, nobody has been hyping him up for no reason. This 19-year-old kid is like that, and he's going to be a problem for years to come. And looking at his face when he got that silver medal yesterday, they just woke somebody up. They just woke up something nasty.
Yeah.
I'm scared to see what he's going to come back and do because, oh my goodness, I've never seen that look on his face before. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
It gutted me.
Yeah.
That gutted me even as an American. That hurt. I was like, yeah, we won, but that's my dog right there, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Pavel Regenda not getting a medal either. That hurt.
He did great though in the
man. I hope he plays more. I was hoping he would score lots of goals and get lots of assists so that whenever the season comes back, they're just like, all right, cool. Let's continue to push the Regenda agenda for the rest of the year. This is what we're doing.
I saw you post the Regenda agenda, and I was like, that's genius.
Love that.
A rink that you're dying to get to.
Been on the outside, but the Bell Center. I've been on the outside, was in Montreal, but I didn't get to go inside.
We're biased.
Yeah.
We're biased. That's where this podcast started, basically. So
I have to get there. It's
Yeah, you have to get there. That's
I'd love to say SAP too, but dude, that I have the Bell Center.
you walk in and you just feel history.
and a game at the Bell Center, nothing holds a candle to it, at all.
Nothing.
So
and maybe this is a crazy thing to say. I feel like I don't want to go unless it's a playoff game. I would love to see a playoff game in the Bell Center. That, nothing would beat that. I don't think anything would beat a home playoff game like that.
I don't. I
mean, a Tuesday night feels like a playoff game, so you can only imagine
Yeah,
right,
the game down here, Habs versus Panthers here, felt like a Habs playoff game with how many Habs fans there. I'm like, the Go Habs Go was.
I
so
figure
loud.
the Habs fans are like Leafs fans, where it's cheaper for them to just leave Canada and go to a game somewhere else than it is to watch a game at home.
They travel. They really travel.
And they travel well, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think has the best celly in the NHL right now?
Oh, give me Wallman. That's my dog. I love Jake Wallman. I love him so much. Because he just does stuff. He just does things.
Well, the first NHL player to do the gritty on the ice, I think, probably.
And he hit the wham. I didn't expect him to hit that. I sat there. I was like, Jake Wallman, I apologize. I was unfamiliar with your game. I didn't know you scrolled TikTok like that.
Oh my God, how about his TikToks that he has not...
Dude, I love that.
Oh, I don't even know this.
Oh my God, he has these TikToks. He's not done one in quite a long time, but it's like that trend where he's eating cereal and he's watching the guy dance, right?
God, that one was awesome.
And then
I love him so much.
It hits the dancer hits his cereal bowl and it goes in his. It is so good. He perfectly did those TikToks.
Funny.
And I'm saying dude, you know ball. You really know you cooked here. I didn't he's got to be one of my favorite NHL players just from a personality standpoint. You're a guy. You show your personality, you're not a robot, and I love that. It's cool.
Okay, if you could mic up one player, who would it be?
That's a hard one. That's actually kind of a hard one. I'd go Nate Dogg just to hear like just how like hard he's breathing while he's skating, because he skates and shoots the puck like he's mad at it. So it's like I already know that you're like huffing and puffing the whole way down the ice when you're on a breakaway or something like. And I bet he gets pretty animated, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall during some of those like like between periods if they're down. I'd love to hear what McDavid is, or like what McKinnon is saying, because like he's an animated guy, and I bet like whatever speech he gives you would get you ready to run through a brick wall twice. Or Crosby, I guess. I'd love to hear Crosby too, because I've watched him play, and I hear him communicate on the ice like constantly. Like he's always communicating. Like the IQ is off the charts, obviously. So like to hear that, just like his little call outs and stuff as he's playing the game, it'd be awesome.
Great.
If TPSN owned a team, what would your mascot be?
I want to say Panther, just because I've always been like that's what I've been my whole life. I've been a Panther, but it'd have to be something like chaotic. Like a Tasmanian devil or something. Like it would have to be something chaotic that like embodies the chaos of TPSN. Like this is a very chaotic account. You never know what you're gonna get any single day of the week, or any moment of the day.
Tasmanian devils. There you go.
Yeah, it's perfect. You're literally covering all over the place. Yeah, so it's great. Okay, and finally, what is next for TPSN?
Big picture. I wanna try and start a roller hockey team. It's like a big picture, like probably farther down the line, and it's gonna take like a lot of heavy lifting. But like me and my friends, I've gotten like Josh has a stick now. Like we'll go out and like he doesn't have rollerblades or anything, but like we'll go out and like sauce passes to each other like in the church parking lot and stuff like that. I want to start a roller hockey team. That'd be really cool. And like my main thing is we want to grow hockey in non-traditional areas and like non-traditional ways, because like the way that me and Josh have like sat down and thought about it, we're like, we understand what a lot of people are trying to do when it comes to like growing hockey in the South, but I think the better way to grow hockey in non-traditional areas is to do it in a non-traditional way that like leads to the traditional form of playing ice hockey, because it's like we're in the South, dog. You're not gonna find that many sheets of ice. Right. So like if you teach the kids roller hockey and you get them in that, then it's like, okay, well they get proficient at that. Maybe they do want to keep playing and we can get them into ice hockey. You know, like I feel like that's the way to do it down here. And that's just from the way I see it, is like it just seems so much easier than trying to use extra resources to try and get them into like ice hockey, and it may not work out when you could like use less resources and help more people if you do it through roller hockey in a non-traditional way. That's just me.
Well, I want to see you as a correspondent at the Olympics one day too, because you're so knowledgeable, and you bring so much energy, and just you're like everything you're doing is just so great. So
LA 28, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I want to have Kylie Kelsey on one screen and Will Stevens on the other. Those are my two who I'm going to be checking in on. That would be my manifestation. Well, we are super excited to follow you for the Paralympics after you get some much needed rest, but keep doing what you're doing, Will. You are so captivating, and your energy is just magnetic, and we are so grateful for you to come on our show today, and just can't wait to follow everything that you're going to keep doing.
Man, I really appreciate you guys for having me on. Before I go, I gotta give a shout out to a couple of people. I gotta say thank you to my dog Cam from Average Joe Sports Network. He helped me out throughout these entire games. There's a couple of times where I was crashing out throughout the games where I'm like, dude, I'm not sleeping at all. He's like, hey man, you got this. You've done this before. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Like, find a way to have fun while still being able to cover everything. You're touching everything, and like, keep having fun. So shout out to my dog Cam. He's an amazing guy. He is like a champion of women's sports. Love the kid to death. And like, shout out to him for helping me make it through the Olympic Games, because I don't think I would have made it because I started 2 days before everybody else did on the 4th. So I wouldn't have made it from the 4th to the 22nd without him. 100%.
all right, Will is just so much fun. He's such a sweetie. Some of those things he's doing, just his vision for his platform is just so cool.
It's beautiful. And his, like, I keep just seeing his energy, but like I didn't know his goals for like what his purpose and things like that, and what he wants to get out of everything he's doing, and then his knowledge behind everything. Like,
seriously,
I could sit and have him talk about lacrosse to me for a day and like learn the history, like everything. Anyways,
I know
he's amazing. I'm going to be tuning into all things Paralympics when he revs back up into that
But
world.
it doesn't sound like he's like, I thought he was going to take a couple days to like chill or like go do something. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, when I asked him, I was like, what are you doing to relax? Hoping he was going to be like, I'm going to go to the movies or something. He was like, oh, we're just right back into covering, a sport that is. So he's just nonstop, that kid. He's wonderful. So
yeah, I love chatting with him. That was such a good one.
I know.
Well,
So during this pod, I got the doorbell went off, and I looked, and it's 2 boxes of line change. So
that's a special delivery.
I know. I was like, how? I was like, what? I wasn't expecting UPS, and then I looked.
Oh, that's going to be funny. Kat's hosting an event for us for line change this week at one of their games, and it's just going to be such a fun Women in Sports Month. We're kicking off all of these little activations and events. Call the girls. It's game day, so stay tuned. Follow along because Kat is hosting a special girls' night for us at SAP.
And it's pretty funny because when we were planning this, I was completely under the impression that Julie was going to come be there with me. So I literally texted her. I was like, where are you staying here, by the way? Like, when are you coming here? Like, how have we not made plans yet? Like, when are you coming to San Jose for this game that we're all doing together? And
I'm like, I'm not coming. I'm actually going to be in Tampa for a hockey game. You are hosting this, and we are sponsoring it. But I was dying because I was like, if I was coming, Kat, I'd be staying with you, obviously. Like, whatever, if you have a guest room or not, I'd kick Misa out and make him go stay somewhere else. I'd be staying with you. But anyways, it's so funny. I
literally was like, do I need to kick Misa out for the week? Like, why haven't you told me? Like what the plan is? But yeah. Anyway, so I will be undoing these boxes, and they're what, little swag for the girls?
Little swag for the girls to complement what's coming to the SAP Center for Women in Sports. So stay tuned for that, Sharky fans. And
it's Thursday night, the game against Calgary. So all of us wives and girlfriends are going to be in a suite celebrating.
Wined and dined.
Yeah. And just having kind of a girls' night. So I'm excited. So follow along. I'm sure everyone's going to be posting.
And it's perfect time for you guys, like a welcome back night, because everybody's been gone, and I just feel like there's so much to catch up on. So I'm actually very excited. And I, not going to lie, looked at flights. I was like, could I get all the way across the country and back by Friday? Because I have to be in Tampa on Friday, but there was absolutely no way. So.
Well, even though I was bamboozled and it's just me, I was excited to see you. It's going to be so fun. And like you said, we have not seen hockey in like a month. It feels like.
Very excited for it to get back rolling and kind of get into the last, quarter of the season.
Wild.
Wild.
So wild.
So let the roller coaster continue. So that's it. And we are pedaling away. There are lots of irons in the fire here following Olympics. So stay tuned. I don't want to promise anything, but we're trying to work
feelers out. We've got lots of feelers, and
we're trying to get some more follow-ups here because there's a lot to cover. But if not, see you next week. Listen to past episodes. All of the things, like, subscribe, and we appreciate you guys listening to Never Offside.
Thank you. See you next week.